All right, we're just about to get started, so let's find our way to the mat. Take a seat, something that's comfortable for you. I'm using a cushion to get my hips a little bit higher than my knees. You're welcome to sit cross-legged, or if it's more comfortable to sit back on your heels, go ahead and do that. If you do choose to come into a cross-legged seat, find a way for your hips to be a little higher than your knees, a little forward tilt into the sacrum so that you can build a nice tall spine. And welcome, everybody. I'm Amy. We will be together for 60 minutes of rejuvenating flow. I'm really excited to be here. For those of you that are watching me live, happy Monday. If you are watching this at a different time, I hope that you're having a great day, whatever day it is. It's become really obvious to me lately that I am more than just one thing. And by that I mean I can feel nervous and happy at the same time. I can feel vulnerable and strong at the same time. It's a really interesting thing. I think being human, we are sort of a melting pot of all different things. And yet at the same time, part of our human nature is to simplify and to label and to compartmentalize. And I find that fascinating. And of late, a lot of different things are percolating in me. They're more heightened because of what's going on in the world. And so I'm finding that in one day, I can go from being tearful and scared to grateful and joyous for the things that I have. And I'm sort of all over the board, which has really asked for a lot of presence within myself and a lot of exploration and acceptance as these things come up, because sometimes the things that come up don't feel comfortable. And so I think that a mat is a great place to explore these things. When I was going through teacher training, my teacher talked a lot about polarities and how if you worked with the opposition of things, you could get more than the sum of the parts when they come together. So on our mats, in our shapes, in our bodies today, that's kind of what we're going to explore. We will start just as we are in seat. Let your hands rest on your thighs or cup into your lap. You can drop the chin slightly and start to build from the spine up, from the base of the spine up, from the root of your seat, a tall spine, length out through the crown of your head so your gaze drops just out beyond you, and the gaze can stay soft or your eyes can blink closed. Now, just as you are, take the deepest breath that you can. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Let that breath be your arrival this morning. Start to create some equanimity with your inhales and your exhales. We don't need to force it or rush it. Trust that that equanimity will come. Feel the expansion of your rib cage as your lungs swell, and the settling, softening of your seat as your lungs soften. Starting to take your attention into your miraculous body. As you feel the breath coming and going, you can begin to take inventory without oversimplifying, labeling, or getting confused with what is. You just notice. Letting things slow down letting your natural rhythm come into focus. If your mind isn't ready to settle, that's okay. Just ask it to come back into the noticing of the passing of your breath. Staying with the steadiness of your breath, tapping into the exploration within. Start to take a little movement through your head. So next time you exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And continue like that with your breath. Smoothing out the edges. But if you find a spot along the way that might want you to stay, hold, and notice, don't be afraid to do that either. We can be more than one thing. We can explore the fluidity, but also find a place to reside in the steadiness. We'll take 2 more breaths, moving through the neck. Eventually finding our chin back to the chest. The next time you exhale, lengthen the crown up. And keep eyes closed if you feel comfortable. Start to move your shoulders with your breath. So you can move them simultaneously, or you can move one and then the other. Just thinking about your shoulders moving with your breath. Getting a nice, easy start to our practice this morning. Trust that we will find the balance of this ease with a little more effort later. Now maybe you'll notice that your body wants to start moving a little more organically. So maybe the shoulder rolls start to come into torso, sweeping from knee to knee. Or maybe it's a rock side to side, or some figure eights. Don't overthink it. Just let your body start to find your natural rhythm, your breath. So this can almost be like a seated cow and cat, or something not even close to that. It can be free form. You can bring the neck back into it if you like. And we'll take about 6 more rounds to just breathe, move, and feel into. Hopefully there's space for you to find a little bit of peace in what is intuitive and what is authentic. And then come to land back in your tall spine. It takes you a couple breaths to get there, no worries. Eyes stay closed. Bring our palms together in front of our heart. A gentle press of the thumbs into the sternum. Feeling your breath. Consider your intention for practice today. What is the gift that you can give yourself in 60 minutes? And then we send a bit of ourselves out into the world with shared breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. Let it go. Next time you inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One last time. Inhale, sweep up. Right to your heart. Breathe out. Gently flutter your eyes open. You're going to bring your hands forward and you're going to come right into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Ragdoll. So you can take your feet as wide as your hips, maybe a little wider. A generous bend into your knees and then drape your torso over your thighs. Release your head heavy. Your arms might just hang, or you might clasp opposite hand to opposite elbow. This moment, passive surrender. Total ease. Feel your feet connected to the floor. You might wiggle out your toes, spread them wide, and give each one a steady space on your mat. Now, where in your body are you not embracing the moment of ease? So we can be more than one thing at a time. On our mats, we just notice. Take about 3 more breaths. If a sway or shake out of the head feels good, go for it. If you clasp your elbows, go ahead and release. Fingertips down to the floor. Let's inhale, take a halfway lift. And exhale, find a fold. Again, rhythm of your breath. Halfway lift. Your hands might come up the shins, long spine. And then release and fold back down again. One more of those. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, release and fold. Now keep your arms heavy, your knees soft. You're going to start to roll, feeling one vertebrae at a time, stacking on top of itself. Coming into a mountain pose. Arms stay by your sides to start. Head's the last thing on the shoulders. And then an arrival. Inhaling, shoulders up by the ears. Exhale, sliding them down the back, palms opening towards the top of the mat. Gaze out in front of you. Start to feel the energy of your feet pressing down, drawing up through the legs. Your knees get bright. Belly pulls in, tailbone down. So you are strong and maybe a little vulnerable. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, cascade forward, releasing back into your fold. We'll follow the inhale for a halfway lift and the exhale to release down. Now with a little more purpose, press through your feet. Let's root and rise. Arms sweep wide and high this time. Exhale, hands to heart center, back to your intention. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale again, release forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Put your fingertips on the mat. We'll step the left knee back and then drop the left knee onto the floor, the toenail side of your left foot down. Now you might stay here with your fingertips supporting you as you sink the hips down and forward. Or you might bring your hand up to your right thigh, to your hips. So we can feel this grounding sensation from the waist down and a little bit of lightness through the heart, even if your fingertips are on the mat. Maybe your arms float up overhead. If they do, let's reach for the left wrist and we'll take a little arc to the right side of the mat. You're going to feel this along your left side body. And allow your left lung to expand into the ribs, the intercostals. One more breath. Exhale, come back. And then everybody's fingertips come down to the mat. Curl your back toes under, lifting up off the back knee. Let's plant our hands firm. And we'll step our right foot back to meet the left in a downward facing dog. Now right away, take a moment to pedal it out. So nice deep bend, one knee and then the other. You might roll ankles. Spread your fingers nice and wide. You're going to press down at the base of your pointer finger and the inside crease of your thumb. And then take a yes and a no with the head. Knees can be a little soft. You're looking for length through the torso more than you are heels touching down on the mat. Take a deep breath in here. Open your mouth and let it go. We'll inhale to roll forward into a high plank. So your shoulders come over your wrists. You're bright on your toes. Push the heels back. Inhale. And then exhale, lift your hips to a downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, we're going to rise onto the tiptoes. This time we're going to soften the knees to hover and look forward. And then as we exhale, lift the hips and lightly step your feet forward to fold again at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, release and fold. Press down through your feet, root and rise. Reach up tall. Hands to your heart, breathe out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down. Step your right foot back this time. Right knee goes down. Toenail side of the foot to the mat. Sink your hips down and forward. Find the variation on this side that works best in your body. So you might stay here. You can see, even with my fingertips down, there's room for my chest to lift. But you might come up, hands on the thigh. You might sweep the arms up overhead. If the arms are overhead, grab for your right wrist. And on an exhale, take an arc to the left, opening through your right side body. Nice stretch to the front of your right hip. One more breath, and then come back. Exhale, everybody's hands come down to the floor. Plant them firm, come up off your back knee, and step your left foot back to a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Inhale, roll yourself forward to a high plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Belly in, strong between the shoulder blades. This time, keep the elbows in close. You can drop to knees first if you need. Lower all the way down to the mat. Now flip the toenail side of your feet down. We're going to go about hip width distance with the feet. Bring your elbows underneath of your shoulders for a Sphinx pose. So this is active, spreading fingers wide. You're going to glue the palms down and imagine that they're pulling back towards your body. And as they do, your heart lifts. Now press your toenails down so that your knees lift up. Your legs are active. And imagine your tailbone pulling towards your feet so the belly draws in. Breathe. Next time you exhale, we'll spin the elbows out wide and melt the heart back down to the mat. Hands draw underneath of the shoulders, curling your toes. Inhale through a tabletop. Exhale back to a child's pose, but just for a beat. Deep inhale, long exhale. Inhale, roll forward to a tabletop again. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Step your feet about as wide as the mat. And you're going to bring your right hand towards the center of the mat, a little shorter than a regular down dog. And you're going to take your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Now this can be up towards the thigh, just below the knee or the ankle. As you exhale, peek under your right armpit. Take your attention into your left hip, lift it just slightly, and press through the base of your right pointer finger. Release, switching sides, left hand centered on the mat, right hand comes somewhere to the outside of the left leg, nice and long on your inhale, exhale, peek up under your left arm, pressing through the left pointer finger in mound and your right hip drawing back. One more breath. Exhale, hands come back as wide as your shoulders. Widen out your stance front to back so you're in a more traditional downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, lightly step, top of mat to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and fold. Press through your feet, root to rise. Reach up tall, hands to your heart, breathe out. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back, high plank. Breathe in. Lower all the way down to the mat. Flip the tops of the feet, bringing elbows under shoulders. Find that Sphinx pose. Now you might stay here just like this, or you might swing your fingers out just a little bit. So you're making kind of a W shape with your pointer finger and thumbs. Staying here, or lightly hover your elbows. Pull your waist in, tail down. It's early for this. You certainly don't have to go there. One more breath. Wherever you're at, spin the elbows wide, melt yourself down. Hands under your shoulders, coming up through tabletop or high plank on your way to a downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of the feet, soften the knees, look forward. Exhale, step, or maybe you lightly hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise. Working in opposition, hands to your heart, breathe out. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down. Step your left foot back. We're going to rise up to a lunge. Crescent lunge. So your front knee over your front ankle. You can soften the back knee if you want to release a little through the low back, or you can think about lifting behind the knee, pushing the heel out, coming a bit deeper. One is not better than the other if it doesn't feel right in your body. Breathing here. On the exhale, let's open up warrior two. Nice wide stance. Your back foot almost parallel to the short edge of the mat. Front knee over the ankle, and you want to be able to see your front toes. So we've got strength and softness. Breathe. Notice where you feel contradiction in your body, or where you feel different things. We can be more than one thing. Flip your forward palm, tip up and back. Reversed warrior. Inhale through two. Exhale, let's bring our forearm down to our thigh. We're going to sweep the left arm, reaching it overhead, pushing out through that back foot nice and long. Send your left hand towards the back of the mat, and then down through 6 o'clock, finding a fingertip lunge. So you come up onto the ball of your back foot. And rise up again, crescent lunge. This time bring hands to heart center. Exhale, start to pull your waist in, reach the crown forward. Exhale, we'll take a little twist. So left elbow hooks outside of right knee. Breathe. Exhale, come back to neutral. Keep your crown growing forward. Breathe in. Warrior 3 as you breathe out. So heel, hip, and heart in one line. Exhale, rise up. Mountain, top of mat, arms by your sides. 2 feet firm on the ground. Pushing down through your feet, pull your waist in. Nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fingertips down. We're going to go right into the other side. Step your right foot back. Crescent lunge, rise up. Everything directed forward. Softening through the back knee if you like, or lifting behind the knee, pushing the heel back to take it a little deeper. Thighs are pulling towards one another. Breathe in. Warrior 2, breathe out. Take the time to set it up. Let your awareness wander through your body. Excavating what is. Flip your forward palm, tip up, reach back, reverse warrior. Inhale through 2. Exhale, form to the thigh. You're going to sweep your right arm down and then overhead, peeking up under the armpit, pushing out through that back foot. And then right arm towards the back of the room again, sweeping it down through 6 o'clock. Tense your fingers coming up onto the ball of your back foot, setting up for another crescent lunge rise. Hands to heart center. Exhale, pull the crown forward. As you breathe out, take your twist to the left. Sometimes I like to make a fist with the bottom hand, cup it with the right so that I can press in without pressure on my wrists. Keep pulling your waist in, thighs towards one another. Exhale, coming forward with the crown. Breathe in, we're headed to warrior 3. As you breathe out. Heel, hip, and heart in one line. It's early for balance. If you're unsteady, that's okay, just notice. Rise up, 2 feet at the top of the mat, arms by your sides, Tadasana, mountain. Notice your breath. Can you feel that strength and fatigue of the moment? Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands down. Let's step back to a high plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. This time, flipping the feet. Peel the chest up, Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Press through the feet. Back body strength lifts the heart. One more breath. Exhale, soften down. Press yourself up through tabletop and back to a child's pose. 3 breaths here. If you have something to clear, open your mouth, let it go. Inhale, roll forward to a tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and full breath out. Inhale, rise onto the balls of your feet, soften your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Root to rise, reach up. Bring it back to your heart. Breathe out. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. We're taking that same sequence again. Step your your left foot back. Rise up, crescent lunge. Breathe in. Warrior 2, breathe out. Flip your forward palm, reach up, tip back, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2, extended side angle prep. Send your left hand towards the back of the room, circle it around, fingertip lunge. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Exhale, hands to the heart. Pull your waist in as you reach forward. On the out breath, hook the elbow. Take your twist. One breath here. Exhale, hands to heart center. Make sure your front knee's over your ankle. When you're ready, push off. Virabhadrasana 3. Rise up, top of mat, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the mat, step back, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Flip the tops of your feet, hip width distance apart. Bring your arms along your sides, hands by your hips, palms down. Take a clearing breath. In, empty it out. Now as you inhale, lift your hands, lift your feet, lift your heart. Breathe. Exhale, soften down. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale through a table. Exhale back to a child's. Just one more breath here. Exhale, rolling forward. Curl the toes. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Firm press evenly through both hands. Step your feet close. And then extend your right leg up towards the sky. Three-legged down dog. You can bend the knee, open the hip. Make sure your shoulders stay square towards that left thigh. Let your left heel be heavy. Now level off, stretch your right leg back, breathe in. We'll roll forward, knee to nose as we breathe out. Inhale, pull back, fill up. Exhale, again, roll forward, lift behind the heart. Inhale, draw back. Last time, we'll pull our knee to our nose and then step the foot between your hands. Use your right hand to help it if you need, and then ground down through your back heel so you've got 2 footprints. Virabhadrasana 1 on the rise. So everything is directed forward here. You've got buoyancy in your back leg, and this can bring power from your heel all the way up through, sinking into the front knee. Right hip pulls back in space. Waist in, we can lift through the heart. Check in to make sure you can see your front toes, and don't be afraid to move it around. So you're going to feel into it, all the different feels. Where can you adjust to get what you need from the shape? So your waist pulls in, heart is expansive. Stay right like this, and then bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Keep sinking in that front knee, drawing your knuckles back towards your left heel without dropping your head back. Find a little lift through the sternum. Exhale, start to bow in. As your heart comes forward, keep pressing through your left foot. Keep drawing your right hip back in space. Come to your depth, and then let your head relax. Stay with it, just another breath. This is a beautiful place to explore, but there are so many things going on. I am strong, I am grounded, I'm vulnerable. Pressing through your feet, let's rise back up. Releasing your fingers to float them up overhead again. And then as you breathe out, warrior 2. So your stance might widen. Flip your forward palm, tip up and back, reverse warrior. Keep this reach with your fingers. Now straighten your right leg. Reach, reach, reach. You've got a beautiful line from your front foot all the way up through your crown, sending it into Trikonasana. I like to shorten my stance just a little here. Pull your hips back. Reach your fingers forward. So reach, 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 and then a tip in. My heart is still bright. Pressing through my feet, energy drawing towards the midline, and then up through the body. Express through your fingers, widespread hands. Now, in the energy of this pose, where is there softness in your body? In the riding of this moment, where is there resistance? Extend your right hand out in front of you, push through your feet to rise back up. Let's sink into warrior two again. And once more, flip the palm tip up and back. And then extended side angle. Forearm to the thigh. This is the third pass, so it might be a little deeper. Keep pressing out through that back foot, lifting through the chest, and the weight on your forearm is really light. Now send your left hand towards the back of the room, spinning it around, fingertip lunge. Press down through your right foot and lift your left toes high, standing splits or needle pose. Use the root of your right foot to lift up through your hips. It's not about how high this left leg can go. It's about length in the hamstring and length in the spine. If you want to tease out some balance, you can wrap a hand around the shin or two. Steady your breath. Okay, we've got a long transition here. The left thigh is going to come up and into the chest as we stand. So we thread that left leg through. Maybe you wobble, maybe you tip. Interlace your hands below your knee. Squeeze your left thigh into your chest. Roll out through your ankle. Find the footing on that right side. You're going to wrap your left leg over and around and sink down. Take your arms out wide. When you're ready, left arm under right, eagle arms. Breathe between your shoulders. Sinking hips. If you want to take it deeper, you can nest your elbows in towards your waist in a nested eagle, or you can stay upright. Attention into your left hip. Keep pulling it back. And relax your shoulders as your fingertips climb. The transition out of this, we're going to unwrap everything. Kick your left heel off to the side in a balancing star shape. Foot to the floor, hands to the heart, arms by your sides, Tadasana. Whew. Breathe. We're going to give that right leg a little breath, or a little rest. Start to, with buoyant knees, press down into your left side. Your right knee is going to come up and into your chest. Give it a little squeeze, and then we're taking it into tree pose. So you're going to bring your right foot somewhere to the inside of your left leg. Now, avoid the inside of the knee. You want to push the leg into the foot. Push the foot back into the leg. Pull your waist in, tail down, and let yourself grow. Again, there's a sensation of being grounded through that left foot. You're really pressing into it, and by becoming more grounded, you've got more room to expand and grow. You can be strong without being rigid. So maybe you play with moving. Maybe you let the tree wobble. Whatever you need, enjoy it. The freedom that comes from accepting that there's more than one thing going on here. Hands back to your heart. Let your right knee pull forward and land your right foot down on the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up on the way down. Open your mouth, empty out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands on the mat. Let's step back, high plank. Take a deep breath in here. Lower yourself halfway or all the way down. Flip your feet, lift your heart, cobra or upward facing dog. Linger for a beat. And then use the strength of your core to pull your waist in, Lift your hips, rolling over your toes back to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise onto the balls of the feet. Soften the knees, look forward. Exhale, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release down. One more time, root rise, reach. One more time, back to your heart. Remembering our intentions, but being willing to notice if they shift. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, release and forward fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, fingertips down. That same sequence we started with, second side. Step your right foot back. Crescent lunge, rise. Warrior two as you breathe out. Flip your forward palm up and back. Extended side angle coming through two. Forearm down, sweep your right arm down and then overhead, peek up under the arm. Keep opening through your left hip, pressing through your right foot. Right hand towards the back of the mat, fingertips down around the ball of your back foot, setting up to rise again, crescent lunge. Hands to your heart. Pulling your waist in, reach long through the crown. Exhale, hook your right elbow, take your twist. Try not to let that hip collapse. You're pulling it back and continuing to lift behind your right leg. Bring yourself back around, crown pulls forward, hands to your heart, pushing down through your left leg, Virabhadrasana 3. Steady or not. Rise up, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step, or maybe you're ready to hop back through Chaturanga. Take your flow. From down dog, roll forward, high plank. Nice and slow, lower all the way down to the mat. Let's take our feet as wide as the mat here, toenail side down. And your arms can stretch out either straight like a T or bent elbow like goalposts. Just take a moment, notice your breath. Feel your pulse, that miraculous body, breath, heart, everything. Empty out your next exhale. On the inhale, lift your hands, lift your feet, lift your heart. I like to think of this like jumping out of an airplane. It's that upward lift. Back of the heart pulls up and in. Strong back body. One more breath. Exhale, soften down. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale through a table. Exhale, press back to a child's pose. 3 breaths. Inhale, roll forward, table. Exhale, downward facing dog. Even press both hands, stepping your feet close. Let's stretch the left leg up behind us, 3-legged dog. Bend at the knee, stack and open the hip. Roll out through the ankle. And there's a little give and take as you press through the hands, you lengthen the spine, and then lifting through the left hip. One more breath. Level everything off. Stretch your left leg back. As you exhale, roll it forward, knee to nose, thigh to chest. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, pulling forward, step your foot all the way through. Spin that back heel down and rise up for Virabhadrasana 1. This commonly visited posture has so many intricacies. What does it feel like in your body this morning, or whatever time of day you're watching this? Where do you notice it? Where's the struggle? Where do you love it? Breathing all the way around the heart. Let's bring our hands behind the back. You can swap the grip of the interlace if you remember. Knuckles pull towards your right heel, and we balance that downward draw with knuckles by an upward lift of the heart, and the waist pulls in to support all of it. Keep drawing your right or left hip back in space. Bow into yourself, humble warrior. Make the refinements breath to breath, moment to moment. Whatever you observe informs your next action. We can enjoy that there is a little bit of struggle here. Pressing through your feet, rise up. It can be hard to be humble. Floating your arms up, and then warrior two. Widen your stance back out if you need. Flip your forward palm, tip up and back, reaching up and out of the waist. Now push down through the base of your left big toe to straighten your left leg. Keep reaching back behind you, creating that space, preparing to move into Trikonasana. Pull your fingers forward, draw your hips back. Reach, 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 and then into the space you go. Right arm up towards the sky. There's an expansion here, but there's also energy drawing in towards the midline. When we put all these things together, we get a little more than the sum of the parts. Trust in your own strength. Send your left arm out in front of you. Push through your feet to rise up. Let's sink back, warrior two. Flipping forward palm, up and back. Every time we pass through this, a little more space might become available. Inhale through two, extended side angle, third pass on this left side. Push out through your right foot. Find a little lift underneath your right arch, and then grow your crown away from that foot. Keep that length. Send your right arm towards the back of the room, then spin it down, coming up onto the ball of your back foot, fingertip lunge. Press through the four corners of your left leg, or of your left foot rather, and then push off to lift your right toes, standing splits. Any hamstring work for me right now, I'm noticing is a little tougher because of all the walking that I'm giving to my dog. Keep your breath steady. We're taking that long transition, threading our right leg through, rising up, right knee into chest. Allow yourself to get steady before you move in to the eagle pose. When you're ready, arms out wide, wrap your right arm or right leg over and around your left, sinking hips down. You can kickstand that right toe if you like. Right arm under left. And if you don't want to take the full bind, you can just grab opposite hand, opposite shoulder. Sink everything down. There's a contraction here as we squeeze into ourselves or hug into ourselves. Keep inviting right hip back in space. And again, staying like this, we're taking it even further. You can start to nest, bringing your elbows in. You can try something on, and if you don't like it, forget it. Rise up. Notice if your toes have become talons and you're digging into the mat. Try and avoid that. Unwrap everything. Kick your right heel out to the side, and then foot back down. Tadasana. Back to the simplicity of our mountain. The steadiness. Eyes closed. Check in. Trust that you can hold this steadiness even when the shape shifts. Shifting the weight into your right leg as you're ready. Left thigh up and into the chest. And you're gonna open that left hip, placing your foot somewhere to the inside of the right thigh. And we use our own body to create the steadiness, pushing foot into leg, leg back into foot, belly and tail down. We get tall, and maybe we play. You can move around, or you might prefer to stay in steadiness. And if one side likes something different than the other, that's cool. We just notice. When you're ready to be all done, hands to your heart, 2 feet on the floor, arms by your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms up. On your way down, open your mouth, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step your feet back, take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Stay right here. Now you can take one of the variations that we've already explored, or you can go into a full bow pose. So you can stay with locust, or you can bend into your knees, reach back, grab for the outside edges of your feet. And once you have them, make sure that you are stacked hip width distance with the knees. Your feet aren't splayed out. Clear out all of your breath here. Next time you inhale, press your feet into your hands and lift up through the chest. Now pull the waist in, hugging knees towards one another as if you had a block between them. Keep driving your knees back, lifting through the chest. You might even let the breath move your body. One more. Exhale, soften yourself down. You can stack your palms underneath your chin or forehead, and then a gentle sway side to side with your hips, with your feet. Release your feet down, hands under your shoulders. Inhale, we're going to press up to a tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And if you feel safe and comfortable to do so, let your eyes be closed. And I want you to feel into some of that cat-cow motion or spontaneous spinal movement. This is our first sort of more traditional tabletop spinal movement. Just notice where you want to go. We explored a lot of different shapes. Where does your body want the attention? You can feel both fluid and still find places that are rigid or stuck. So we're kind of a mix of all the things. Let's take about 4 more breaths here. And then come back to a neutral spine. I'm going to give you 2 options. For those of you that have a headstand inversion practice, you're welcome to go into that now. For those of you that do not, have you come down onto your elbows, and you can keep palms flat, just as we did in our Sphinx pose, or you can make a fist with interlaced fingers. Curl your toes, and then lift your hips to find dolphin. Now you can stay here, gaze drop between the elbows, or you can step feet close, and you can stretch one leg up. Feel it out, breathe. There's a little challenge here. And then the other leg can come up. If you're inverted in a headstand, give yourself maybe 3 or 4 more breaths. You might lift both toes again, or you might just hold, maybe walk your feet in a little closer, pull your chest more towards your thighs, feeling this all the way around the heart. One more breath, and then everybody toes together, knees wide. Let's pull back in a child's pose, but take your arms out like goalposts. Forehead onto the mat, and then a little rock side to side with your head, massaging out the brow, the third eye. Let's give ourselves a clearing breath. Everybody inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. Inhale, roll your way back up to a tabletop position. We're going to press down through the left hand. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, thread your right arm behind your left, bringing right shoulder, right cheek down to the mat. There's a lot of variations with this. You can stay just as you are, or you can wrap your left arm, half binding it around your low back, or you can stretch your left leg back, playing with a little balance. There's both action in this shape and passive energy being held by the mat. As you're ready, start to unpack this. Unfurrow the twist, reach the arm up. Exhale, land your hand down. Before we move into the other side, move around through your spine. Really starting to integrate the actions of our practice. Find neutral. Press down through your right hand, left arm reaches up. Linger with this as long as you need, and then exhale, bring it down, threading left through. Bring left shoulder, left cheek to the mat. And again, variation of your choice, honoring asymmetry if you need. Wherever you go there with authenticity. Go there with confidence that you already know what it is you need, or you're open to exploring. When you feel balanced from this side to the other, you'll press down through that right hand, unwrap, reach up, exhale, bring the hand down. Drop your hips to one side, swing your legs around in front of you. Feet can stay grounded on the mat. Scooch it forward enough that you'll be able to recline all the way down onto your back. Palms open, nice and slow, start to recline yourself down. Once your back comes down, let your arms continue overhead and then stretch your legs out long. So full body stretch. Couple of really releasing breaths. Exhale, pull your right knee up and into the chest. A nice squeeze, maybe a roll through the ankle, maybe even a little movement in your hip. Before you use your left hand to bring your right knee across your body, your right arm is going to reach off to the right side. Shoulders both stay heavy on the mat, and your gaze might drop over to your right side. Give yourself 2 to 3 more breaths here. And then untwist. Let's squeeze the knee into the chest. Interlace your hands behind the thigh and push your right heel up towards the ceiling. You might stay behind the thigh with the interlace, or you might move your hands towards your shin. Just one more stretch to the back of the leg. Press down through the back of your left heel. And then gently release. Right leg long, left leg long, arms up overhead. Just notice. Deep breath in, full breath out. As you breathe out next, bring your left knee up and into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Roll through the ankle if you like, or find any movement before you use your right hand to bring the knee across. Left arm goes wide, gaze drops over to the left. When there's balance between sides, bring yourself out of the twist. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh, and then stretch your left heel up towards the sky. Now I've got an active flex in my foot. You can play with pointing or flexing. Press down through your right heel to help invite the left leg longer, and then adjust where you're holding on your left leg to get the stretch that feels right for you. Shoulders stay heavy. This is a good time to kind of unhinge the jaw and shift it around side to side. You might also, with your eyelids closed, shift your eyeballs side to side. Gently release the clasp of your left leg, stretching it out long again. Arms reach up overhead. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Collect both knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And then one restorative inversion before we come into Shavasana. Just legs stretch straight up. I love this stretch. Letting my femur bones just drop down in and feeling for that weightlessness in my legs. Everything's starting to unwind. And all that energy that we cultivated in our legs pouring down toward heart center with the potential to nourish that intention. All the different pieces of who we are coming together. You're welcome to stay like this just as long as you like. If you're ready to head towards rest, bend the knees, collect them into your chest, draw your chin in and bring your forehead up so you're in this small little ball. In this tight little space, you're hugging in and holding close everything that's you. Squeeze it in tight, and then as you exhale, feel yourself unravel. Let everything fall heavy onto the mat. Shavasana. I'll be in seat, holding space for you as you rest. As you start to relax down, draw within and release. I'm going to share a reading with you. Be a walking contradiction. Be strong and soft. Be deep and lighthearted. Be beautiful and intelligent. Be confident and humble. Be someone with a quick wit and a cheap sense of humor. Be content climbing a mountain and enjoy the sweetness of doing nothing. The world may try to classify you as one thing because it's far easier to understand than a person who has a little bit of everything in them. You may feel misunderstood for a while, but just remember that your people can only find you if you're brave enough to be yourself. There are parts of you that you've yet to discover. There is greater love than you have yet to find. There are experiences that are far beyond your imagination, and it's all waiting for you. Life is waiting for you. Set aside your expectations and go explore it. And that's by someone named Ali Michelle. If you have time and space to stay as you are, I invite you to do so. But if it's time for you to move on, start to bring some wiggles into your fingers and into your toes. Not moving on completely yet, holding yourself in this moment of transition. As you move through your fingers and toes, you might let that expand to wrists and ankles, arms and legs. Maybe you roll onto one side and cradle your head in your arms. Gently bend your knees. And in this space in between, in this moment right now, thank yourself. Thank yourself for being here, for showing up and for checking in, for doing the work and enjoying the play. Thank yourself for everything that you are, all the confusing contradictions, everything you are and everything that you are not. It is this beautiful blend of all those things and the lack of those things that make you exactly who you are. Thank yourself for that. The world is brighter because each of us is in it. You can stay just like you are, or you can press up to a seat. Wherever you choose to land, you can join me with hands at heart center, eyes closed. Collectively, we will send a little bit of ourselves out into the world with a simple shared breath. Take a deep inhale. Open your mouth and release it out. I bow to you. There is light and there is love in me. Not light and love sees the same in you. For that I am humbled and I am grateful. I send each of you a smile. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.